All right, ladies and gentlemen. So a little later start. So they start actually at 6 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. So 1 hour earlier start. So North Shore did not waste any time whatsoever. So they are already up 14-0. So first touchdown was by Rashad Johnson, Baby Bo. So number 34 kind of punched it in for 1 or 2 yards out to make it 6-0. The extra point kicker made it 7-0. And then quickly, Javen Anderson, that all-everything safety, number 7 for the North Shore Mustangs, intercepted a pass and went to pick six the opposite direction. So that makes it 13-0 with the extra point being good. So now it is 14-0. So with 7:22, so not even pretty much about, let's say, 4 minutes and 38 seconds have elapsed, so not even halfway through the first quarter, and it's already 14-0 in favor of the home team, North Shore Mustangs. So we have here Kingwood Mustangs on the attack, so at their own 40 with 17 in motion. Quarterback going to try to go over the top, but unfortunately he overthrows his intended receiver. Great job there by Marlon Germany, the 5'11", 190-pound senior linebacker on the cover. So always like to see that when linebackers can cover just as great as the DB. So we always talk about how loaded North Shore is. North Shore defense loaded to the gills. So their front seven, very potent and very powerful overall. So quarterback here looks like it's going to be number 3 for Kingwood. That's going to be Trey Reese, the senior quarterback. Shotgun formation still at their own 40-yard line. So Reese going to go over the top and almost gets picked off. I believe that's number 17 for North Shore. That's going to be Paul Porter, the 5'10", 170-pound junior DB. So 7:09. So still a little over 1 minute until the halfway point in the first quarter. It's been all North Shore from the onset. So Kingwood with a 3rd and 10 opportunity as we speak. So we got Trey Reese appropriately wearing the 3 because Trey and 3 are synonymous with each other. 84 in motion, big number 84, the tight end trying to look for him. And instead, Reese is going to essentially throw it out of bounds to avoid a sack. So a great job there by the front 7 for North Shore, bringing a tremendous amount of pressure on the quarterback, Trey Reese. So that's going to be 3 and out, like I mentioned. So Kingwood, relatively decent field position overall. But that's going to be all for naught. So exactly 5 minutes have elapsed. 14-0 is the score with the North Shore Mustangs on top. So it's Mustangs versus Mustangs. Galena Park ISD. So punter going to kick around his own 30. Going to be a wobbler kind of off the side of his foot. And then we're going to go, let's take it to about between the 40 and 45. So Evan Jackson, I believe, is generally speaking the punt returner specialist for North Shore. 6:49 to go in this first quarter. So North Shore really taking it to the other Mustangs. So North Shore pretty much has pretty much checked every box they can in their division. That, of course, was a phenomenal championship matchup for District. Atascocita versus North Shore at Humble ISD George Turner Stadium up the road. So it looks like the quarterback, trying to get the number for the quarterback. So it's going to look like it's a different number of quarterbacks. So I'm trying to make out the number on the quarterback. That possibly looks like that could have been Evan Jackson. So we're still trying to pull out the number. I believe that's Evan Jackson. So I'm trying to look for Amador. So Amador, number 8, trying to look for him overall. So, all right. So that is Evan Jackson, the quarterback, handing off to Hardiman. Hardiman going to take it to about between the 40 and 45-yard line. So I'm looking for Amador on the sidelines. Trying to see maybe if they're just going to conserve him as it looks like Amador on the sideline, so Amador probably just going to rest up. Not sure if he has an injury or if they're just resting him as they want him prepared for the first round of the playoffs. Evan Jackson, quarterback, QB number 4. Jackson on his feet, still on his feet. He's going to cross midfield and he's going to yank down, still down, in between the 25 and 20. So phenomenal run there by Evan Jackson. So Evan Jackson had that highlight reel earlier in the season. He also does punting duties. So I believe something like the punt got blocked. Evan Jackson essentially picked it up like a fumble and ran it in unscathed. So Evan Jackson, the quarterback, shotgun formation, and a handoff to Hardiman. Hardiman going to get a few yard gain up the middle. Okay, so Evan Jackson going to gunsling it over to the outside, and we're going to see if that's Gilroy or Barnes. That is number 2, Barnes. So Barnes, Christopher Barnes, that is the WR1, or wide receiver 1, as they like to call him. Gilroy, Terrence Gilroy, probably number 2. And when Bailey was healthy and at the quarterback position, Amador would probably kind of go 1-2 with Barnes. So Evan Jackson, shotgun formation. He's going to hand the ball off to, I believe it's going to be Hardiman. The sophomore Hardiman kind of going in untouched for the touchdown. So already with not even 8 minutes have elapsed on the game clock, and it's 20-0 in favor of the North Shore Mustangs, the home team, North Shore Mustangs. Okay, extra point is going to be up and good. So that's going to make it 21-0 in favor of North Shore. So kind of an overcast night here, Friday evening, Friday night lights in North Shore, so Galena Park ISD. So kick going to go up, high end over end, fairly shallow, and it's going to be fair caught at about the 30 to 25 yard line. So we're going to see exactly where they place the ball here for Kingwood. So Kingwood, I believe this is going to be their third opportunity to try to see if they can capitalize overall. So the story thus far tonight is Amador not playing / starting quarterback. So like I said, I'm thinking overall, is he is suited up that I'm thinking what they're doing is they're going to conserve him for the first round of the playoffs and just put Jackson in there. So shotgun formation for Kingwood. So Kingwood going to be at about the 26 yard line, hand the ball off, and he's going to be met by about 2 or 3 North Shore Mustangs. So like we said earlier, so North Shore Mustangs are a very stingy defensive front for North Shore. So you don't really see a lot of teams gain yards on them. So I would say out of the body of work that North Shore has overall, we're going to have to choose that based on that body of work, that the only 2 teams that have gotten remotely close to putting points on the board would probably be Summer Creek and Atascocita. So overall, they've done a pretty good job at basically stymieing any prospective team to put points on the board. So Trey Reese gonna go roll out of the pocket, trying to hit 11 in stride, but great coverage there. Trying to get out the number. I could think that might be 11. Who's that? Kind of that hybrid. Marlon Germany, the 5'11", 190-pound senior linebacker. I think he kind of plays a little bit. Kind of plays a little safety as well. Okay, so shotgun formation for Reese, 27 in motion. He's going to actually try to hit a QB or kind of like a little bubble screen to the running back. And not a lot of running room. Looks like 11 for Kingwood trying to jaw. Braden Jones, the tight end, trying to jaw at the Mustangs, the other Mustangs. Usually when you're down 21-0, there's not a whole lot that you can say overall. So, like I said, a little bit overcast. Just kind of sprinkling rain on the way up here, and you're definitely seeing a little bit of wind. So 8 in motion. So punt gonna get off. Decent kind of punt there. Jackson kind of getting Willie Mays Hayes style. Gonna go over the shoulder at his back, and he is gonna do a great job of getting a decent punt return out of that one. So 2:25 to go. So 9.5 minutes, so 9:35 to be exact, have lapsed, and it is still 21-0 in favor of the North Shore Mustangs. So Mustangs versus Mustangs tonight. Friday Night Lights, Galena Park ISD. Okay, I'm thinking it's Evan Jackson under center / shotgun formation. Going to try to do a little RPO with Hardiman, but there's going to look like there's going to be a little bit of movement now. Amador back in the ball game, so not exactly sure what happened overall. I saw Amador start. Looked like the first 2 drives he was in, then he comes out, and now he goes back in. So we will see if anything happened to Amador. So shotgun formation, 1 wide running back flank to either side. This is going to be, I believe it's Hardiman. Hardiman breaking a phenomenal run, still on his feet, and he's going to stiff arm and get inside the 20, so inside the 15 rather. So he's going to be about the 14, near side hash. So Hardiman doing a phenomenal job, like we said earlier. So North Shore doing a great job overall. So great 1-2 punch with Hardiman and Rashad Johnson. We have David Amador, kind of basically Mr. QB1 for the moment. So, of course, Bailey went down earlier in the season. We are wishing a very phenomenal recovery for that young man. Handing the ball off to Johnson. Johnson, far side, and he is not getting anywhere. So 1:41 to go. Clock continues to run under 2 minutes as 21-0 in favor of the North Shore Mustangs. So we're trying to see overall, trying to get some scores updated. So it's kind of interesting the scores that I'm seeing that we only have at 7-0. So Amador going to hand the ball off RPO to Johnson. Johnson still on his feet, far hash, and he's going to get brought down inside the 10. So Amador and company. So Amador with Hardiman and Johnson flanked to either side. I believe they're going to hand off to Johnson. And they're going to get it to about the 5. So that's going to bring up, I believe, a third down opportunity overall. So now they updated it as 21-0, Galena Park, Kingwood. So just checking up on the scoreboard as well as online for some score updates. So it is now 21-0, officially and unofficially. So that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Score is going to be 21-21. We'll be back right after this for the second quarter.